Hi everyone, welcome back to this channel of crafting, crochet and knitting. My name is Nikki. How are you guys doing? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, I like to know what you guys are getting up to. So in case you can't tell, today's video is a yarn stash video. Please excuse the writing on my hand, I've been working on a project. Yeah, so this is just going to be all about my yarn stash. I have not been promoted in any way. No one's paid me for advertisement. This is all stash that I've bought with my own money or that my friends have given me at Christmas or birthdays. So yeah, let's get started. The first lot that I'm kind of going to mention are my DK yarns that I'm currently surrounded by. Yes, this is just my DK. I originally tried to pile it all on the sofa, except that it looked like it was going to fall over onto my head at any moment, so just DK for the moment. Before I knew about the yarn stores around where I'm living right now, I bought a lot of my yarn from Aldi because they started bringing out 4 packs of yarn, so I could get a lot of colours in bulk. That's what I did, and I had previously bought from a sort of a factory outlet store near to my parents' home. That's where I used to get my yarn from, so I was a bit struggling a bit to find them in my new place. I do know where they are now, but in the meantime I was buying a lot from Aldi. And they have a range which is their So Crafty range. It used to be just DK, 100% acrylic DK yarn, so I got a lot of that. But they have branched out recently. I'll show you some more of that later. But we've got yellow, like a really bright yellow, red, white. I used to have like 6 bags of this, and then I did the mood blanket. If I remember, I'll put a link to that video in the description. Black yarn, some more up here as well. This is called oatmeal, this colour down here. I just tip this. Then there's a lilac colour down here. We've got 2 types of cream. So this is back from 2017, where their cream is actually a lot more yellow. They've got the old label on here. Their cream is actually a lot more yellow than this one is. This one's more of like a white cream. They are different. I don't know if you can see that or next to each other or not. And then we've got this mint colour, blue. We've got this magenta, this green. I like that this is sort of a little bit more of a muted green, not like totally in your face bright green. We've got a yellow here. It says it's yellow on the label, but it's also more lemon because this one is also yellow and that's a lot brighter. And then we've got in here, there's some that's left over from a pack of purple that I had. I actually had a couple of packs of purple. You can't see that very well. I think is that better. Really liked the purple. I got a couple of packs of those and I did a project with that. And I think that's it for the Aldi. I've also been given in the past some... Oh, there is one leftover ball of the old brown that I had from Aldi. In the past I've been also given some Dara Amores Studio in this. This is called oatmeal too, but this is actually more of a light brown, whereas this oatmeal down here is actually more beige. So I've got this light brown here from Dara Amores. I'm never going to pronounce that properly. I also got some blue from them as well, but I used a lot of that on a project. Then I've got some, which is this brand called Happy Sheep. And this is the stuff that I would get from the factory outlet back near my parents. Absolutely years ago now. I don't even know if they still do this or not. I got lots of this, different colours in this brand for my mood blanket. So I've got some leftovers. I've got some leftover turquoise here, really lovely, from same brand. And you'll be aware of my saga with the blue in the Persian Tiles blanket, and how I needed some more of a particular blue, and I ordered it, and then it's completely different to the blue I actually used to have. So I've got that ball as well. I also bought lots of different shades of blue from different companies. So I've got some here from King Cole, some from James C. Brett, all in here. just to try and match up to that blue and failing. So I've got loads of blue, one ball of each thing, not a clue what I'm going to do with it. So that's great. Work that one out. I do have another brown down here. So this is good old fashioned DK. Again, this is just an unbranded thing that I found from a nearby factory outlet where I'm at currently. There's a couple of shops that do it. I only recently found these, so I've only recently started adding these to my stash, but I'd much prefer it because I can get them in any number of a quantity of balls that I need for a project. I don't just need to get them in 4-packs like from Aldi, and there's a little bit more of a range as well at any given time, so I'm a bit more sure of what I'm going to be able to pick up. I just have to make sure that I do get everything I need in that dye lot, because if I go a few months later, then it will be a different dye lot. So that's worked out quite well. I've got a bag of this, of different colours of this good old fashioned DK in a project that's on the go at the moment, so I'll show you that a bit later as well. I've also just got some leftover bright orange there from the Fox project. And I got a few of these. They're called the Knitting Basket. I think they were just from Poundland or Pound World. There wasn't many colours. I just got a blue, this is called apricot, but it's more like a peach, and a lilac. I got a lilac from there as well. Just something to do some baby stuff with when I was really like struggling to find any yarn anywhere. That was several years ago now. There's some more good old fashioned DK in these dusky pink colours, and some more of the Happy Sheep in these dusky pink colours. I'm going to probably try and cover up the prices because they're just so out of date now. There's no point showing you the prices. Just bear that in mind. And I got given this darker pink here as well. That one's not so nice. It's a bit scratchy, but it does fit in this sort of colour palette of these dusky pinks quite nicely. Some Stylecraft purples here. So these are much brighter than the purples that I got from Aldi. I do actually really love this purple that I got from Aldi. This suits me like amazingly. I love this sort of plum colour it was called. But these are a lot brighter and bolder, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with those just yet. Rest assured I will find something. Just looking around to see what other brands I've got that I can show you. There is this grey is also from the factory shop. This is just Baby Super Soft, and it's also DK. It's not very much different to the good old fashioned DK. I just was able to get this in grey. Everything behind me. Ah, yes, of course. Okay, so the last things I've got are again from the factory shop. It's this brand Elu. Can't pronounce that. And I've just got a couple. I did have a couple in this dark brown and white combination, and then I've got some that are in these more gold combinations. And I've got 3 in this lovely red, green and grey kind of shades. And I just wanted something to do baby stuff with that wasn't like your traditional pink and blue, because I'm really opposed to gender and colour. As you can see, I've just got colours all across the board, and yeah, like I prefer things like, you know, animals or bright colours for children. Hair sticking up there. Yeah, just something that like something that pops, something that's different, you know. So I thought that would make a nice cardigan, baby cardigan. And then I've just got this. I was given this, so I'm not sure where this comes from, but I love this muted rainbow, this very autumnal shading of rainbow. I think that's probably only enough to be maybe like a cushion cover, so maybe I'll try something like that in the future. I've got so much yarn and I have got ideas for some of it and then the rest is like, I don't have an idea yet, but I will, but I sort of do, and I kind of know what I'm going to do, and I just never, I've got so many projects, I've got no way of getting around to some of the ones that I've got ideas for. So that's pretty much my DK. I do have just to hand some Now, it's called double knitting, but I found that I've ended up going a couple of hook sizes smaller because it's probably more sport weight. And it is this Sewing Solutions double knitting yarn. It's just a cheap yarn that I picked up from, I think some of it from the works and some of it just from like a discount store. It's 100% polyester. I'm not gonna lie, I don't recommend it. So I used it for some badges in the end because it was kind of actually a bit too coarse and not very soft for a blanket. But it was the sort of thing where, you know, if I just made a brooch or something, like I made some poppies for Remembrance Day, where it's not against your skin, but it does need, like, you want it to be made out of yarn, then this actually worked quite nicely. And because it was that little bit thinner as well, and I could drop down a hook size, I could make sort of the poppy the right size too. So I don't recommend it generally, but I've got so much of it. I've got several reds and greens and browns and sort of burgundies. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with all of it. The burgundy one I did make like a stitch holder out of, again, so that it wasn't like something that would be close to the skin. I don't use it though. I didn't make it very well, so I don't use it very much. And the other thing I've got down here, again, because it's 100% polyester, is this. This is not DK, but it's like a tinsel yarn. It's just in my polyester box, which is down by my feet, so I thought I'd show you that whilst it was accessible. I did make a really nice Christmas tree like skirt, I think they're called. You know, the bits that cover up the stand for the Christmas tree. And I put layers of tinsel in that at various points, and that looks really pretty. So I do, however, have this much. So I'm gonna have to think of some Christmas themed projects, guys. Let me know in the comments because I need some inspiration for that. Okay, so I'm currently surrounded by DK weight yarn, and I've got loads more to show you still. So I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to move all the DK to one side, and then I'm going to get out some of my other yarns to show you. So I'll be right back. Okay, so next in my list, I've kind of gone for Chunky and Aran. I've left some of the DK behind me, so just ignore that if you can. But some of the Chunky that I first got was, again, an Aldi selection. This really lovely baby soft, where's the blend? Now this is strange because this is 100% polyester, but unlike the other stuff, this is so soft. There's like a little window that you can feel it through, and it's just fluffy, so fluffy. I had another colourway, this colourway here, that I made a blanket with, and it's so difficult to work with because I've actually only got a 6.5mm hook, is my biggest crochet hook, and I reckon that you could probably go for like an 8 or a 10 with this because it's so thick. But I did make a blanket out of that, really fluffy and soft. I've recently been given some yarn scraps that are sort of very similar thickness and fluffiness. I don't have a label for this, so I've got no idea what's in this one. There was a grey version I got given recently too, but I've turned that into a gift, into a scarf. So again, don't have the label for that. I also, so this is what I mean about Aldi branching out recently. So in last year's haul, when was this? It usually says the production. So this was late 2020. Aldi brought out some chunky yarns. It's really soft. It's not very well spun together though, so it was quite splitty. You had to sort of spin it yourself as you went. So I made a scarf out of that one too, and I've made my own scarf out of this absolutely lovely gold pumpkin spice orange here. Absolutely love it. But yeah, these are quite new for Aldi, and they are 100% acrylic. Really soft. I think it's because it's not so very spun together. I think the fact that it's a looser, so you can see what I mean sort of here, the fact that it's not spun very well, it's quite loose and airy, but that makes it nice and soft and warm, even though it was fiddly to work with. But I did like that scarf that I made with it. More that I've been gifted. I'm not sure this isn't very chunky. I can't see, oh there we go. This is wool and acrylic. it says it's chunky. It's not the chunkiest in my collection. It's an Adrefill one. I got gifted this recently. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it just yet, but it's this lovely pink and gold shading. Then I got given some Signet chunky, super chunky. So you can see what I mean about how like this is so much chunkier than the Adrefill. I've got 2 of those. They're probably going to be like some really fluffy socks. And then this. Look at that. That is a lovely colour. That is James C. Brett Marble Chunky. That's lovely. And that's so soft. So I've got some of those chunkies in there. And I've also got, put those away a bit. I've also got some here, which I might have shown you some of it before. This is my Karen and Pantone. So those are scraps from my cushion project that I made. And I've got a few skeins still. I've got this absolutely lovely, this one's like foresty colours. I've got, oh, there's some more leftovers from the cushion. Then I absolutely love this as well, this colour here. I've made a cowl out of this colourway before. It's lovely. I've got 2 more of those. And I've got something different. I'm not really a peachy pastels person, but I saw it and I thought, I wonder what I can make with it. I'm not sure what, because there's not a lot of yarn. There's not a lot of yardage in this yarn. It's lovely and soft again, but it's also not very well spun, so it can come loose again. Not as bad as the Aldi ones. It holds it together a bit better than that. But you can see, like, even there, that bit's already started to come loose. That's not so bad though, because what I've done before with some of the scraps is I've deliberately split it and made 2 slightly thinner strands to do sort of more of a DK/Aran's kind of weight. And so that I had more yardage, so I could do, like, I think it was two little baby boots that I did. So it's so soft and so lovely, but it is also some of the most expensive yarn I own. That's the thing, so by yardage, it's just not very good value. This side is my Aran pile. Aldi branched out into making Aran recently. When was this? Again, late 2020. So I've got this petrol blue, it's called. And I'm going to make a jumper. I've got 2 of those. To make a jumper with that. Probably going to have to pick a relatively basic jumper. Because I've only got 2 packs. They're 400 grams each, I believe. Can't find the weight. Pretty sure they're 400 grams each. About 800 meters. So that will be a project. And I've got absolutely loads of this, which is a wine colour. You might recognise, because I'm making my my cardigan, my red knitted cardigan with this. The one that I've made and remade and remade again, and still have some corrections to do to it. I've got absolutely loads from when I unwound the first jumper, and I used I've got a yarn winder, so I use that to make these nice cakes. And then I've also got a bag of cream. This, I've got no idea where this came from. I was given a whole bunch of this. I used it to make a jumper to begin with, just as a practice, and it wasn't going so well, so it's all been unwound and recaked, ready to go on another project. So that's all my Aran yarn at the moment. So pop that back. Once again, gonna pause the video, make some space, and then I'm going to go and grab my finer yarns, so my cottons and my sock yarn. Okay, so some of you will recognise some of this yarn. We have the sock pile. So we've got leftovers from my grandma's socks, my nana's socks, my granddad's socks, my husband's grandpa, husband's father, my father, husband, mother-in-law, some from my very first pair of socks, second pair of socks. There's like the tiniest dregs in here as well from the Christmas pair. So that is pretty much a leftovers pile. I intend to make some socks out of these at some point. Probably some baby socks or very short pairs of socks for me. But they will get used, even though that's a lot of leftovers. And actually, the leftovers from my mum's pair of socks are in this bag, because this is my future sock bag. So I've got loads of red. I'm going to pair the red up. Let's get them out. Let's get it out. Let's show you. I am going to take the red and pair it up with the leftover from my mum's pair and make myself a pair of socks with red cuffs. And I've still actually got a very little bit of Christmas in here. I don't know why I've put the Christmas sock in there, because there's not enough. Or maybe to make like a tiny little like cute baby pair at some point with some leftover red. And then I've got a lot of the newer yarn that I have shown you before. So I've got some nice emerald here that I can make a pair to match one of the clothes, one of the t-shirts that I have. And the same with this lovely orangey rust pair here. Oh, that will actually go quite nicely with what I've got on as well. But I do have a particular t-shirt in mind that these will go with as well. So those ones are both Drops Fable. This is West Yorkshire Spinners. A lot of the yarn from here is either Opal or West Yorkshire Spinners, or there was some Regalia in here as well. Just so that I'm being fair to everybody. I got this pair. Now, this is a lovely chocolate brown. This was actually just one that I got to make the order up so I could get the free shipping. But if I'm really careful, I can make two very short pair of socks for myself out of this. My other thought was, what a lovely colour for baby socks, right? Just a lovely neutral pair. Soft colours, this like lovely soft hot chocolate kind of coloration. So maybe I'll do that instead. And then I've got these two slightly different burgundy magentaries that are going to make a stripy pair of socks. That will go with lots of the hoodies that I have from my undergraduate, because I got quite a lot of burgundy, and there's a couple of burgundy jumpers that I have too. This one, I just want some jazzy socks. This I checked, this goes with pretty much nothing in my wardrobe, except for maybe like a beige or a neutral grey, which I am working on. I'll show you that in a minute. So actually this isn't really going to go with very much, but I just love this colour combination, these blues and purples and this magenta. So I just couldn't not try making a pair of socks out of this. And then lastly, I've just got this grey here. It's a lot more bluey grey than I thought. What I wanted to do was just make a pair of simple socks that I wouldn't be worried about wearing underneath trousers for work. So something more professional, something that's not going to draw too much attention. I think it's a little bit too blue though. Actually, having received it, I was going for more of a neutral, but I'll still make the socks out of them. I'll still wear them. It just means I don't have to worry about them too much. I think they'll still go underneath a pair of black trousers without being noticed. So that was the goal. So that's all fine. I'm just going to pause the video while I put all the sock yarn back, and then I'll show you the cotton yarns in the box. Okay, so sock yarns are away. This is my cotton box. So it's basically got all of my sort of more finer weight stuff that isn't sock yarn. And some cotton blends are in here as well as some pure cotton. So this one's probably the most odd one out because it's actually only 16% cotton. It's Serda, but it's got this really fine texture to it. It's mostly acrylic and polyester, but it is again surprisingly soft. There's 5 50-gram balls, and I'm really looking forward to making like a baby cardigan out of it. Because of how soft it is, I think it would have to be used for a baby garment. And yeah, so I've just kind of, it's mostly in here because of the fact that it's not a sock yarn, but it's sort of the same thickness, the same yarn weight as the cottons that I have. So the other thing we've got here again is Aldi branching out into some strange new yarns. So this is 50% cotton, 50% bamboo. So I'm really excited to work with this and see what it's like. This was actually early 2020s, and through the little feel gap that it has here, it's so soft. It's so soft. So I'm just wondering like if that's the bamboo, because I've got some cotton that's basically the same thickness, that isn't as soft. But just look at the twist on that. See if I can get the camera to... That's really well wound. So I've got high hopes for this. Lovely shiny silver colour. Then I've got... What next? Oh, this is also... show you this one because this is also Aldi. So this is Aldi Pure Cotton. This is 100% cotton, and it's actually not as soft as the bamboo mix. So this is just a little origami set. I'm probably not going to do the pattern that it provides, because I've got my own plan to make. It shows you how much of a scientist I am. I want to make a chemistry set, and I just think that the two blues there for the water, and the sort of off-white for a beaker, and then there's a darker blue, there's green, and purple for some more vibrant colours, for some mixtures of some alkalis, yellow for an acid maybe. So this and some of my other cottons I'm going to make into a washable chemistry set for for kids to play with, because I am that much of a science person. So that's the bits from Aldi. Then I've got some here that is actually from one of those factory stores that I spoke about. It's vintage cotton. It's only 80% cotton. It's 20% other fibre. It's kind of soft when it's first used, but I found that after repeated washing it does get a little bit harder. So I'm going to see if I can't put some fabric softener in the mix to see if I can get some of this fluffiness back. I got the white originally with some little face scrubs in mind, and I'm pretty sure there are some face scrubs in here, so that's cute. So like I say, they are just a bit hard after a lot of uses, which wasn't the intention. I wanted them to be really reusable. But I can also use this white for beakers in the science kit as well. I've got 2 of each of these, and they are going to be a cotton loose t-shirt for summery weather, because I really want more purple in my wardrobe, so that's the plan. Although I'm a bit worried now about it washing, so I'm going to try with the face scrubs to see if I can get that softness back first before I commit to anything with these. And then I've got some greens and some yellows and browns as well, for a blanket, for example. So that's my cotton blends. Then we've got some pure cotton in here. I'm just going to take the scraps out because I've got a few scraps here of, I have no idea what brands these were. I was just gifted a lot of cotton, and that's what I have left from using it. But the rest of this bag is Drops Saffron. Now this is soft and I like it, but if you are the sort of person who doesn't like a splitty yarn, don't get this. It's really splitty. It annoyed me, but I work with whatever yarn I can afford to, and I needed a lot of cotton, a lot of pure cotton, and that meant that I did go for these colours. It saved me some money, but it did come with the extra hassle. I mean, you can, maybe you can see, it's not as well spun as that bamboo blend was. So yeah, not good for people who don't like splitty yarn, but fine for everybody else. Lots of different colours, I like those. And now I've got my precious cottons. So I've got here a few Cotton Kings. I was doing projects with these. I'm not doing them anymore, but you didn't need a lot of cotton per item, and so I only have like 1 ball of each of these. They're only 50 grams, so I don't know what I'm going to do with these. Maybe they will make some more vibrant science mixes, I don't know. But these ones are so soft and so special. I just can't think what I'm going to do with them. So if you have any ideas, please let me know. I did actually, and this worked out quite nicely, this colour I did make some baby socks out of, and they're soft and amazingly jazzy and fantastic. So that could be an idea to make some baby socks. Then I've got these. So I've got an anchor, a rainbow and 2 ice. The ice are really interesting because this is like just a plain ball of cotton. Can you see how this one's got this nice shine to it? There was a name for that, I've completely forgotten what it is. So, oh no, I found it, haha! Mercerized, it's on the label. Mercerized cotton, it gives it this lovely shine. So that was really interesting. There are a couple of my cottons that do have that shine. I think the anchor has that shine to it. Not the Cotton Kings or the Rainbow though, they are just normal cotton. But this stuff is mercerized. I'm going to use that word all the time now that I've remembered it. So look at those vibrant colours. These are Camilla Batik. Apparently they look similar to another branded version, but I don't know what that is. I really think I'm probably going to make like a summer shawl, a holiday shawl out of that. Something really lacy, something that will just capture those holiday colours, because look at that. Doesn't that just make you want to be on holiday right now? We've had 2 holidays cancelled, one for COVID and one because of the company going bust. So we haven't been on holiday in 2 or 3 years. We're so upset, and because I had my PhD to finish as well, I was really looking forward to a holiday, but no, COVID had other ideas. So I think I'm going to make myself a lovely holiday shawl out of that. And then I just absolutely love those colours as well. I don't wear pastel very often, but I just love the blue and the purple shading on that. And then I have this version as well. This is very slithering to me with the silver and green. It worked out quite nicely. It's not my personal favourite colour combination, but it is very pretty. So I've just got leftovers from that. And that is my cotton-ish box. Now, we're nearly there, guys. All I've got left to show you now is the yarn that has been separated off into project bags. So this is a long video, I apologise, but it's a special one. It's a yarn haul. I'm not going to do this very often. So it's okay that it's a bit longer than usual. I'm going to pause the video, I'm going to put the cotton and the sort of the lightweight yarns away, and I'm going to get my project bags out and show you guys what I have been working on recently. Okay, my bad. I was putting the cotton away and I found more yarn. So, first is just the yarn that I've been getting in the Harry Potter kits that I've been buying from Aldi. So it comes with everything you need. This has got a lot of white in it because it's Hedwig, and the pattern comes too. So I've got actually a lot of scraps from the Hermione and the Ron and the Harry and the Dobby that I've already made, because they do give you plenty of yarn. Then I've got another kit that again I got from Aldi. Look at that cute red panda. So again I've got yarn in here and knitting needles. I probably won't use those because I've probably got some stronger needles somewhere. But yeah, that is yarn in that kit too. I'm not going to show you all the kits, just a few examples. I've got some scrap yarn here, again from Aldi. Aldi were doing like a pastel selection, and it came with 2 balls of each of these colours. Made those really lovely ripple and chevron blankets out of it. No, that wasn't the chevron. The ripple blanket and the rectangle granny square style blanket I made out of these. So they're in previous videos. If I remember, I'll link them, but that's what I have left. Love my little pastel selection. And then I have this yarn cake. I was given this. I think this retailed at the time at like £8 or £9. Oops, I dropped it. And I was given it for free just because the person didn't like it. And actually you'll be able to see when I hold it up that I made my shawl out of this one. So I had 2 of these. I had the leftover from the inverse colour combination, red into the yellow middle. All the yellow in the middle was used, so I had more of the orange and red for my scarf. This is called Indian Summer. a My Melody wool trowel. It's in German. I do know some German, but I can't translate it on the fly. Looks like 50% wool, 50% acrylic, I think is the translation of that. But I'll find it out and I'll try and link it maybe. And it is amazing. And I'm going to struggle to put this back now. I still have some left of the first cake. But I'm not sure where I put it, actually. Oh, no, it is in here. I thought it must be in here. It's just wedged underneath some things. I did rewind it. So, just dig it out. Sorry about this. There we go. That lovely deep red is what I've got left. And my intention with this is to make a pair of more summery, lacy socks with some sort of open bits in it. So the lace is when you've got like open bits like this in the scarf in the pattern. I'm going to do that, make a summer pair of socks out of it. So, and I stress the intention is not for it to be hard wearing, the intention is for it to be light, just something to wear around the house. So that's that set. Then I've got, I'm not going to get all the yarn out of here, but I've got all my scrap yarn is colour coordinated and in this bag here. So lots of scraps, and I've been making some, I think they were called the Harmony Granny Squares out of these, and I've gone for like an autumn tone. Look at that. I haven't got very far yet, but it's just a way of using my scraps. And then I've got a more forest greens tone, and last I've got a sort of others, so these pinky purples, sort of jeweled or maybe summer or spring kind of tone, and I've just been making my way through the scraps, making those, and when I get enough I'll make it into some sort of blanket. Then I've got a bag of this Aldi yarn. Again, this was, oh actually this was made earlier, this was 2019, early 2019, and it's a lovely wavy yarn. Let me just find one that's open. It is 87% cotton and 13% polyamide, which I think is nylon. Got this lovely crinkle to it. Made a couple of baby blankets out of that because it is so soft, super soft. Also made a baby cardigan out of this yellow of it, and I'm going to make one out of this mint green too. So that is that. That should probably be in my cotton box actually, but there's so much of it, it wouldn't fit in the cotton box, so I'll pop it over there with the cotton. And then I've got another bag of scraps here, but they're sort of scraps that are bigger, or more in a skein of their own. So I've got a few skeins of this. It's a very, very light yarn. I've got no idea what the material is though. It feels a bit coarse, but it's not the worst in the world. I've got a Countrydale double knitting colour there. Actually, that probably needs to go with my other DK. I've got loads of this cream with flecks of pastel colour in it. What would I intend to do with that? I think maybe a baby blanket. And then I've got a couple of dark blues there. No idea what they are. They look like a very thin DK, and the fact that they are a similar size to that light brown shows that they probably were a DK. They're a lot softer than these skeins though as well. But I used these to play with some colour work. I hadn't done colour work before, so I just used some of this blue to have a little play around and see if I could do it basically. So that is all the scraps. Now on to the projects. Okay, I am surrounded by too many projects. Clearly I need to be working on these more frequently. The first one is on my knee. I'm just taking it out of the bag to show you. This is the cardigan. I hadn't realised I'd done both sides actually. So this is, without the cuffs, this is done, except that when I put this on, the rib stitch at the moment is pulling really tight and it's not actually draping like a cardigan should, and I think that that is potentially because with the rib stitch dropping down to a 4mm compared to the rest of it, which was made in 5, just for the collar might be a bit too much. For the cuffs it's probably exactly what I want, but for the collar I think I want a 4.5. So I'm going to be ripping this out and doing it all over again. So this project has been repeated many times, but we're getting there. I'm going to be so happy when that's finished, because I'll just be able to wear it, be able to actually go in my wardrobe, and I'll be able to finally sort of feel like I've made a big garment for an adult that I can wear, which is sort of my goal for 2021, is to make more jumpers and cardigans and garments for adults. So I may as well show you, no, I want to show you that one last. I was going to show you my jumper, but I want to show you that one last because I'm really, really excited about it. So I'll show you this jumper maybe next. So you know how I said that the Eclectic Jumper, which is being made out of these magentas and navies, was going to end up in a drawer somewhere? It pretty much has. It's been bagged up. You can kind of see some of the pattern on it. I've shown you in a previous video, so I'm not going to show you it very much now, but it's been bagged up and pretty much just put to one side because I'm not enjoying it. It doesn't fit right. I'm going to have to undo it at some point. I've got so many projects right now that I need to undo and finish, that I think I'd rather focus on something like the red cardigan and actually get it finished and worry a bit about this one later. But I've got some good old-fashioned DK in navy and some Aldi So Crafty DK in navy, and then the Aldi So Crafty magenta there. My battery's getting low. Oh no! I've got this here. This has got my giraffe in there. It's got some So Crafty brown and So Crafty lemon in that bag. And I've got this here. Okay, I've just realised this is quite a big one, and this has got all of the good old-fashioned DK to show you. So I'm going to pause the video, I'm going to find my charger. I'll be right back. Okay, hi. Okay, we're back. I just ran out of breath now. I left it upstairs to find the charger, and then had a bit of a hunt on because I needed to find it before the battery completely died. So we've got lots of good old-fashioned DK. I've got this in so many different colours. I've got some scraps from my old Happy Sheep ones as well. Look at that, lovely. Some scraps from an Aldi project, and basically all of this is autumnal shades. So these ones here. I do need more darker green and like mustard yellow, because I've actually got a lot of, they're so dark in there, see, so I need a lot more lighter tones. I've got a few sort of rich bejeweled magentas, and actually I do have darker green. I don't need darker green, I need more this green, this sort of mid-tone green. I've got a brown in here, but most of all I need more of those golds. I need different shades of the gold to make this work really nicely, because at the moment it is very dark coloured, bold coloured heavy, and I want it to be more of a mix. So most of that is the good old-fashioned DK. The great thing about that was being able to buy it en masse, but having the different colours so that it wasn't like with an Aldi pack you'd have to buy 4, so you were buying 4 for maybe 1 or 2 that you would use. And here's a little sneak peek of what I'm making. So a few different yellows in there, different purples, and the magentas made. This is still a bit of a secret. So this is the project I started last year in the autumn. It's a project I've been intending to do for ages, but I hadn't got the yarn for it. I got it just between the 2 lockdowns, and I'm really excited for it. But at the moment I'm focusing on the jumpers I can't wait to get back to this though. So that's probably a bit of a hint. You know it's not a jumper now, but you don't know what it's going to be. But I'm really excited for that one. This one here is a project, but as you can see, it's just yarn right now. So bit of a mixed bag. I've been collecting this yarn because, again, I've been taking bits out of my stash just so that I don't use them, because I've got a plan for them. And the thing is, I need lots of different colours. So you can see I've got a couple of greeny blues down here. I've got some yellowy tones, some browns, some red tones, and some grey and white here at the top here too. At the moment, you're not going to be able to tell what that is, because blues and greens and browns and yellows and whites and grey, what is that? But that is going to be another sciencey project. And what I'm going to do is get lots and lots of navy. So I'm not going to spoil it. I don't know when I'm going to get around to this project because I've got a few going on. I'm going to give you guys time to wait and see what you think. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any ideas what this strange collection of colours and a whole lot of navy might possibly have in common with something scientific. So yeah, I'll let you think about that one. Now, the last project that I'm going to show you, I'm going to finish off with, is another jumper project. And I'm so pleased with how this is going. I've made a lot of headway on this yesterday. And here we go. Look at that. So you'll be like, it's no different from last time. It's not very different from last time. So I had one panel that went up to this point here. And then all of the decreasing bits are something I did yesterday on this panel. But I only had one panel. I'd only just started my second panel when I last showed you it. But as you can see, my second panel is now the same. So we've got the entire front bit in here up to the decrease, and then we've started the decrease here too. So this is basically, both pieces are done and they're waiting for their distinction between which panel is going to be the front and which panel is going to be the back, and that's what I'm going to work on later today. So I just love it. I love the colours. It's so soft. I love the cabling texture. I don't like making the cables. That's a pain and fiddly, but I love how it's coming out. Yeah, I'm yeah, I'm so excited to be able to wear this jumper. So yeah, I just wanted to show you where I'd gotten up to. So I think that I've shown you all of my yarn in today's video. It is so long. This is the longest video that I've ever made. I hope you don't mind. It is a bit of a one-off video, but I've shown you all the DK that I have. I've shown you the chunky yarns, the Aran yarns, the sock yarn, the cotton yarn, the project yarn, the polyester yarn. I think that's everything. And now I've got to go put this video on to edit whilst I put all of this yarn back on the shelves in an organised fashion. And like I say, hope you enjoyed seeing all of this. Let me know what some of your favourite yarns are in the comments down below, and I'll see you soon with another video. Bye.